Hey, how's it going, people? Panda here, and I'm back with some more WWE overview results thing, or whatever I do for the Monday Night Raw episodes. And I know that I missed last week's episode. I got caught up watching E3 stuff like most people, and I just never got around to making the video, even though I did watch and take notes on Raw. It wasn't really anything important at all. It was just really plain. I think that was the week Ziggler came back on TV, I believe. But on topic, this is for the pay-per-view Payback in Chicago. The pre-show kickoff thing was Sheamus versus Damian Sandow. Obviously, the whole pre-show thing is nothing important. It's just, I guess, an advertisement thing for the actual pay-per-view. Sheamus won. Surprise. But the actual pay-per-view starts out with the Intercontinental title match, which was a triple threat match. Originally, it was supposed to be Wade Barrett, the champion, versus The Miz and Fandango. But due to a concussion, Fandango couldn't compete, and they threw in Curtis Axel. 10 points to anyone who guesses who won. Overall, it was a really, really good match. All three guys really showed up looking pretty strong. In the end, Miz had Barrett in the figure four leg lock. That is hard to say for me for some reason, because I've done that multiple times. He did the skull crushing finale at some point in the match, which I enjoyed seeing again just because. But while he had Barrett in the figure four, Axel slid into the ring and covered Barrett and won the Intercontinental title. Of course, it was really kept off the major push that they've been giving him, even though in my opinion, it's been kind of weak, where he's won everything by count out or something along those lines. Between the matches, they showed a Mark Henry promo for him coming back, I believe tomorrow or today, whenever you're seeing it, the Raw after the pay-per-view. There was a Vince and Triple H segment. It was the only one of the night. It was just kind of odd that it was the only one, since they've kind of been doing whatever that is they're doing with those two. Second segment was the Divas title match. That finally showed up after AJ won the Battle Royal pre-WrestleMania. It may have been pre a couple other pay-per-views. I don't remember. It's because it's that long ago. But this, I hope, helps rebuild the Divas division, just because it should. I see them going two ways with how the match ended, which is either AJ doing absolutely nothing with the title, which wouldn't surprise me at all, because that's just what they do with the women's division. And just keeping the title, because she's kind of the face of the women's division, where she's done the whole like main event kind of thing with the major superstars. Or they may actually start writing storyline like they have the past couple weeks and making it interesting, because this match was actually interesting. If you don't know, they've been building up her and Kaylen for quite a while, but nothing really big until the last couple weeks. Let's see. At the beginning of the match, there's a I Miss Lita sign that popped up in the middle, which was kind of funny. JBL made a Manti Te'o joke because of the whole like AJ dating it, or no, because of the fake secret admirer thing that went on last couple weeks with Caitlyn. And at the end of the match, AJ was trying to escape the ring. Caitlyn grabbed and ripped off her belt. On a side note, King made, like a woo kind of thing. It's always fun when he does those. When the ref has back turned, AJ hit her with the buckle. After a series of other things, got her in a Black Widow submission move for like the second or third time, and she ended up tapping there. Like I said, it was a really good match. They might finally start doing stuff with the Divas division, which would be awesome. In between that segment, they went to like the post and pre-show thing with Josh Matthews up in like a skybox kind of thing with a couple other guys. They had Big Show in it, which is the only reason I even thought to take this down. I don't know what that means for when he returns. Just because it almost kills him returning, like, either with a build up and then return or whatever, because it was like he was there and he was being, like Paul White, I guess, more than Big Show, where he was, kind of joking and everything like that. It was odd. I don't know if I like that they did that. Third match, U.S. title match, Ambrose versus Kane. Ambrose won via countout because he DDT'd Kane on the outside for that. Someone in the business finally made the whole Dean Ambrose to Joker, Dark Knight Joker comparison thing that a lot of fans and people have been making for the last several months. Just a random spot from in the match. Dean Ambrose tried old school, the Undertaker move. It got disrupted by Kane. It was just a thing in it. Next was probably the big promo of the night, of course. If you don't know yet, they advertised that the whole effing show is returning at Money in the Bank. Rob Van Dam is coming back. They also said that Money in the Bank is going to be in Philadelphia, which is the home of ECW, so that's going to be awesome. But yeah, I may make a separate video kind of. I don't know if I could really go more in depth on that, but we'll just see. Fourth match was the World Heavyweight Championship, which was Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio. At one point in the match, Big E got ejected for trying, like, just getting in the face with the referee by trying to get him to back up. At the start of the match, I completely skipped it, and I'm kind of jumping everywhere. Ziggler got a big pop when he came out. It was kind of a straightforward match where nothing major really happened. Del Rio focused most of his attacks on the head of Ziggler since he's coming off the concussion. Based on what the commentators were saying, they might try to turn Ziggler face. I don't know if I like that. I like him as a heel, as the show off, and I guess they're going to keep the Ziggler AJ thing going, which could really kind of mess up the Ziggler being faced and then AJ. And then, of course, and this is the more likely of the two, in my opinion, is they're turning Del Rio heel again because of his really aggressive attacks during the match at Ziggler's head. And then when he came back out and cut a short promo, it definitely looks like he's turning heel. Del Rio makes a good anything, so I can't say I like it or hate it or not because he makes a good anything. He won the title. I know I didn't say. I don't know if it came across at all. That kind of bugged me because Ziggler's had it like 2 months, so that just kind of seemed like a waste. Kind of like back when they did that to Punk. Next match was probably the most wanted match of the night. Chris Jericho versus Punk, of course. It was an awesome match. The fans started chanting, "This is awesome." Punk won. He came back with mutton chops, which I thought was cool. But yeah, Punk won. Straightforward match, really. It did look like he stared down Paul Heyman at some point. I don't know if that was anything significant or not. But yeah, it was the big match, of course. Besides the title match, but for fans, it was the big match. Next was the tag team titles match. I kind of had a brain fart there. I don't know what I'm saying now. But it was the Shield members, Rollins and Reigns versus Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan. I missed a decent amount of this match, mostly because I didn't care for it. I'm kind of tired of all like this whole feud thing that they got going. Based on a couple things, it looks like they might actually be going towards Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan feud more than Kane. Something's clicking around me, and it's annoying. But the Shield won, so they kept all their titles. Almost the only titles that didn't change is like 3-3, actually. Anyway, main event, 3 stages of hell. John Cena versus Ryback for the WWE title. First stage was Lumberjack. It went the same way as every Lumberjack. Cena jumped off the top rope at one point and took out like everybody. But Ryback won it. Surprisingly, actually, I guess it was an even better thing that they kind of switched them around from what you would think it would go. Stage 2, the table match. During the match, Ryback picked up pretty easily the quote-unquote steel ring steps and threw them through 2 tables. One that's propped up in the corner, one that was just normally up in the middle of the ring, which was a really cool show of strength, of course. But Cena won. It's escaping my memory right now. I believe it was just, of course, an AA, but after he went through the table, Ryback jumped up really fast. And then just started wailing on Cena when the ambulance match started. He put him through the announce table. The Spanish announce table didn't break. Kane, earlier in the night, took the cover off of it, but it didn't break. The normal announce table broke. That was just something interesting, because it's almost always a Spanish announce table. But, of course, they start fighting, around ringside, head back towards the ambulance. Cena took out like 14 crutches or something from the side, and I don't know if any of them really got used. I believe it was Ryback, for some reason, opened the door. He went to try and slingshot, I believe is the correct term. Don't think so. Irish whip. him into the door. Of course, Cena reversed. Well, not of course, but Cena reversed it. Ryback completely knocked off the door, quote unquote broke. Hit him with it again. At some point, Ryback ripped off the fender well, or a piece of the ambulance. Started hitting Cena with it, and not much after that, Cena climbed to the top of the ambulance trying to, I guess, escape Ryback. And I saw it coming once he climbed up. They kind of played like cat and mouse for a second or something. I don't know. It was something weird where Ryback was just kind of like pacing or something. But he eventually climbed up top. Cena hit him and AA'd him through the roof of the ambulance. It was pretty awesome. I never got to see like one of the more clear camera angles, or a one that was up above that had a direct shot at the thing. Although they do have that, and it'll be one of the still images that they show, and then eventually video. Anyway, Cena retains the title, not surprisingly, of course. But it kind of brings in an interesting scenario, because here's the current lineup of champions. We got Dean Ambrose as the US. We got Reigns and Rollins as the tag team. Curtis Axel as the Intercontinental. AJ Lee as the women's. And then Del Rio, appearing to be heel Del Rio, as World Heavyweight. And then, of course, Cena as WWE. From all standpoints, and that's like the WWE standpoint, as well as the fan standpoint, and the people who, you know, really get into this, and like the technical guys, that is a really, really strong batch of champions. And, you know, hopefully they don't, you know, bury any of the mid card for sure. Although I don't really know how you would, because they're pushing Curtis Axel like crazy. The Shield, of course, is the Shield. I guess if any of them could get buried, it would be the women, or the Divas, and AJ Lee. But because it is AJ, I don't know. Because she's going to be around either way. She's going to have the title. Whether or not they start, you know, having her in more matches and defending the title, we'll see. Or defending the title soon instead of in 4 months like they've been doing. We'll have to see. But they really, really build up this. I'm really liking where they're going with this right now. Although it doesn't appear there's that many storylines going on right now besides Punk returning. I don't know if Ryback will get another title match. He probably will, or he'll want one, or destroy everything, or I don't know. But yeah, Payback was actually really good. I kind of figured they'd have to really lift the bar for it being the first installment of the pay-per-view. So down in the comments, if you would be so kind, first off, leave some feedback on you know, these kind of videos. I really like doing them, and I'd love to get some feedback on them. If I get enough, you know, questions or anything like that, I'll start doing separate shorter videos, because I know these can run pretty long, especially when I start rambling. But down in the comments, leave what was your overall favorite part of Payback, because like I said, overall it was a really, really good pay-per-view for what they could do for the foreseeable future. And then, of course, how can you ever go wrong with bringing back Rob Van Dam? And I will see you guys later.